Hey, shalom, shalom.
Hey, shalom, shalom.
First and foremost, I want to give all
First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to the Most High, and we do so in His only begotten Son name, who the was God's Christ. This is your host, Malak Eleazer, and I'm coming with. This is the first
really and truly
episode, really and truly,
of Raw Truth. This is something that I do. This is something that I do on how to say?
Something that I do on how to say?
Something that I do on TikTok.
On TikTok.
But
there's something that I do on TikTok, but
and Facebook and
bringing
so
it over on YouTube
to try and get more
and Facebook and so on and so forth. To try and get more traction, I would say. But
I have much time
what we going over, because I have much time, I've been knocking on this all day. Trying to get it done. But what we'll be going over right now, right, is Remy and Papoose. That is who we'll be going over. Remy and Papoose. Let me get
some coverage on this. I know I'm late, but
let me get some.
To be honest, this is something that I had to do. This is something that I had to do because it is something that
this is something that I had to do
tale to all of us
because it is something that it is a cautionary tale to all of us as men and women. It's a cautionary tale, but I'm gonna show how it's. You understand? I'll show you it's extremely crazy. Okay, boom. Let me get this here.
Okay. Let's not let them deflect. Don't care if you went on the website last night irately to prove a point and started filling out shit that ain't never gonna get answered because it's a weekend and then Monday's a holiday. I do not care. I don't. Okay? I don't care. I didn't realize that Papoose was still crashing out at 2 a.m. because I was sleeping because I have to get up in the morning and take my daughter to school. Throughout the day, I really wanted to get right to it, but
the crazy thing about it, before we even get deeper into this, the crazy thing about it, right, is that she calling him Papoose. But we always have to remember that.
The crazy thing about it, before we even get deeper into this, the crazy thing about it, right, is that she calling him Papoose. But we always have to remember that the people that remember, this is the father of your child.
From the stuff that
this is the father of your child that you call in Papoose.
From the stuff that I've seen,
and so on and so forth.
From
the stuff that I've seen with this whole ordeal over the weekend, from the stuff that I've seen, in my opinion, from Remy, I'll be honest, because if she was already with another battle rapper before Papoose even met Clarissa,
still doing this because,
and she's doing this, still doing this because if you have to go to the interview with Clarissa just say that Papoose got to clear up stuff. But yeah, let me keep going.
I had some things to do because I have something to do later, and I had to pick my daughter back up from school on old work. And then sometimes I'll pop out with a low verse on Ghetto and Ration Kanye, or pop out with a verse on a Mary J record, or I do something with my Fat Joe. Every time I do it, like, yo, Remy and I, please, where's the album? And he envies that I had that demand and or that I have the leisure to not really do music because financially I'll still be okay, right? I was always being threatened, or should I use the word blackmail, since that's the word we like to use. The only person that has ever tried to blackmail me was Papoose.
And that next thing too, like, if he was so-called
And
blackmailing,
that next thing too, like,
why did
if
you
he was so-called
say that
blackmailing
in
you,
previous,
like, why
previous
didn't
stuff?
you
Like,
say
why
that in your
didn't you?
previous
Why
previous
you
stuff?
say that?
Like,
No. You
why
understand?
didn't you? Why you say that? No. You understand? Let me see what's going on there.
All right. Yeah. So that's my thing. Like, why? Like, why no? Why?
All
no?
right. Yeah.
Why,
So that's my thing. Like, why? Like, why no?
say
Why? Why no? Why?
he doing that then?
Say
Could have been doing
these
that
type
then.
of
If you
things.
were a
Like,
nigga,
oh,
if you
yeah,
if you were a nigga
he doing that then.
for 3 years,
He could have
why
been
didn't
doing
you
that then.
come out and say it before. But anyways, let me switch over to Papoose.
Anyways, let me get to
Because
First and foremost, everybody who know me, let's keep it 100. Everybody who know me, you know I don't do this. I don't do none of this corniness. Can y'all hear me? All right, cool. Everybody who know me, y'all know my style. She came on here claiming that, oh, everybody, I don't do this. Yes, you do. This is exactly the only thing you do. You know what I mean? Normally, I wouldn't even entertain this, but the fact that you mentioned my children, I'm not letting that ride. Since this whole situation happened, everybody know I never said nothing. The only time I said something was the last time when she tried to clout chase with the whole fake thing she probably put on Instagram before. But ever since this transpired, I never opened my mouth, never said nothing because that's not my style. And also, I would never want to disrespect her. You know what I mean? Actions speak way louder than words. Mm-hmm. Initially, when it transpired, which was 2022, when she started dealing with the lane. But that wasn't the first time I caught her cheating. Mm-hmm. I've caught her cheating numerous times since she's been home. With the lane, the reason, but hold on, let's.
And I want to get to that, right? Because I'm putting scripture on that. This is what the Most High say when it comes to scriptures on that. You understand? First.
And I want to get to that, right? Because I'm putting scripture on that. This is what the Most High say when it comes to scriptures on that. You understand?
Then wipe them out
first,
and say,
Proverbs
what's wrong?
20, 13, and 20, it says, right? An adulterous woman, then
That's
wipe them
something that
out
an
and
adulterous
say,
woman do.
what's wrong?
Stuff that I see.
Yeah, what's wrong with
how
that?
She was moving.
You understand?
How she
That's
was.
something that an adulterous woman do.
Could tell that this
The stuff that I see, how she was moving and how she was,
when it comes down to the scriptures,
you did not
kill.
kill. She did not kill. And when it comes down to the scriptures,
so
a woman is bound to her husband until he croaks.
This is the reason why.
So
black
for them to be the reason why black household, this is the reason why we have.
How to say?
One of the reasons why we have
broken households.
How to say? So much broken households. It's because people not adhering to scripture. But let me get what the Most High say. You understand? Let me get what the Most High say. Jeremiah 3.
Let me get what the Most High say.
Let me get what the Most High say.
This is what God say, right?
This is what God
says this to make sure, because a lot of people like to
make sure
divorce,
because
divorce come back.
A lot of people like to do this divorce.
This is what God says. It says, right?
Divorce come back.
If a man
and so on and so forth. But this is what God says. It says, right? If a man divorces a woman and she goes and marries someone else, he will not take her. He will not take her back again. For that would surely corrupt the land. But you have prostitution. You have prostitute yourselves with many lovers. So why the Lord? Why are you trying to come back to me, say Yahweh? So
KJV version,
this is the NLT version.
Being defiled.
the
reason
KJV
why
version talk about
associating
the
woman
land
with
being
land is due
defiled.
to the fact
The
that
reason why
a
it's
husband,
associating
the
woman
job
with
of a
land is
husband
due to
is
the
to till
fact
the
that
land.
a
You
husband,
understand?
the job of a husband is to till the land.
The job of
You
a
understand?
woman,
The
which
job
is
of a
who you
husband is to
plant
till
your
the
seed
land.
in,
The job of
is to grow
a woman,
that
which
fruit.
is
The
who you
fruit
plant
being
your
the child.
seed in, is to grow that fruit. The fruit
When it
being the
comes down
child.
to it,
So
a woman
when
leaves
it
and
comes
go to
down
the
to
next
it,
man and come, she can't come back.
a
to you
woman
because
leaves and go to the
somebody
next man and
else till her
come.
the next week.
She can't
Or
come
like
back to
how
you because somebody else
people that say
till her
plow.
the next week.
You
Or
understand?
like how
So, it's the same
people
thing.
that
We
say
use the same
plow.
vernacular, just
You
different
understand?
ways,
So it's
today.
the same thing. We use
But
the same
yeah,
vernacular, just
with
different
him
ways
finding her
today.
cheating, with
But
him
yeah,
finding her cheating,
with him finding her
she's
cheating,
defiling the marriage
with him
bed.
finding her
She's
cheating,
defiling her temple.
she
Different
defiling
spirits
the
inside
marriage
of her.
bed. She defiling her
That's why
temple.
even though she's
Different
able
spirits
to
inside of her.
call him a woman,
That's
say he's
why
a wife,
even though she able
say all of
to
these things,
call
even
him a
though he held her
woman,
down
say
on
he's
a
a
7-year
wife,
bid.
say all of these things, even though he held her down on a 7-year bid. But let's keep going.
Let's get to the point. We're gonna get to the lame later. You had the audacity to mention my child, and you had the audacity to mention me not seeing my daughter, when ever since I left, she has not allowed me to see my daughter. She's been straight miserable. I'm gonna say it again. All men out there who ever been through this type of situation, you know how it gets when you're dealing with a miserable individual. She did not allow me to see my daughter since this first transpired at the end of last year. Blatantly, I went to pick my daughter up from school. When I went to pick my daughter up from school, Diamond was picking my daughter up because that's who has my daughter all the time. And that was one of the biggest issues I had with her, because all my daughter know is mommy and daddy. She was raised with both parents. That's all she know from day one, since the womb. Our entire lives has been documented. What goes on with these celebrities is they like when y'all come on their page and y'all like their posts. They like when y'all spend y'all money on their concerts, on their music. They like when y'all make them rich. So y'all become fans and y'all follow the journey of these celebrities for years and years and years, right? As y'all follow the journey of these celebrities, you basically become a part of their life, because you've been following them for 10 years, 15 years sometimes. You've been a fan of a celebrity or artist. But soon as something happens, the first thing they say to the fans is, you don't know me, right? Soon as something get out there bad that they don't want you to know.
And that's the thing. Let me get my name. Let me get, I think it's Jeremiah. Jeremiah again, Matthew 19. Let's go to Matthew 19, right? This is what Matthew 19 says. Because
and that's the thing. Let me get
really and truly, you have all
this is what Matthew 19 says. Because
to walk away from a situation as
a brother,
they don't
really and truly,
they try.
you have all right
They don't say it. When it comes down
to walk away from a situation as men. They try. A lot of people don't say it. When it comes down to men being in situations like this, it tends to be very
somebody. You understand?
Man, we tend to don't know what to do a lot of times when we want to build a family with somebody. You understand? We tend to don't know what to do a lot of times. A lot of times we tend to F up.
Trouble.
And
a lot of
for those that want to build that,
and this is no hate to women.
if you buck up on a Jezebel, you're in trouble.
He hate women.
And a lot of these women are Jezebels.
You understand?
And this is no hate
but
to women, because people might see this and be like, oh yeah, he hate women.
Because what
no,
Jezebel does,
I love women. You understand? But when it comes down to it, you might put up on a Jezebel
and exploit
Jezebel hones in on a man's vulnerability and exploit that.
First scripture we read, Proverbs.
That's what she does, and I'm gonna show you guys in scripture. Like I say, the first scripture we read, Proverbs 30 and 20, an adulterous woman consume a man, wipe her mouth, and say what's wrong with what she do.
9 says, right?
19 and 9 says, right? I tell you this:
whoever
divorces his wife and marry, whoever divorces his wife
committed adultery
and marries someone else committed adultery, unless
unfaithful.
His wife has been
You can't just put away your woman just. You can't just put.
So you can't just put away your woman just. You can't just put away your woman just so.
If she commit adultery,
You cannot. If she commit adultery,
all right. You have the right.
you have the right to put her away. You have the right to forgive her.
But
dealing
with
a woman that's not honest.
If
you forgive,
she might as
well going to hang you by it, because she's going to continue to do the same thing.
If you give
grace.
You understand?
So that's a next thing. So that's what Remy did with Papoose.
Papoose
was being loyal. He was trying to make his thing work, and that's what happened to him.
So
yeah. Let's continue going.
Know about the first thing they say is, "Oh, you don't know my life." Yes, they do.
All right.
Not only due to the fact that you didn't allow me to see her, since I finally got tired of your lies, tired of your narcissism, and moved on, but the fact that while you was running out here cheating with this lame, not only cheating with this lame, you allowed him to destroy your entire life.
And
you hear what you say? You tell her, yo, you allow him to destroy your entire life.
She's the
dumb one.
Both of them
dumb. She and Easy the black captain, dumb, foolish.
The reason why
both of them foolish is because
the scriptures
say it again. A foolish woman plucketh her house down. And the scriptures say, I'ma get it. A foolish woman plucketh her house down. You understand? Let me see, because no, I have it in this PDF. Let me see. Foolish woman tell her house down. Wait is. Proverbs 14:1.
Proverbs 14:1, right? It says, right?
Proverbs 14:1, right?
Build her house.
It says, right?
But
a wise woman build her house
with her own hands.
But a foolish woman tear it down with her own hands.
This is what it's done.
This is what it's done.
And say, oh yeah.
A lot of these sisters like to act and say, oh yeah, they
highly educated.
And say, oh yeah, they highly educated. And so yeah, you educated in the curricular system of the country that you live in.
Most highly educated in the country.
Black women is the most highly educated in the country that they live in.
As men.
They surpass us as men.
Yes.
When it comes down to that, and I got to give that to them, yes. But when it comes down to the laws of how life running and how certain things be, a lot of them gullible, a lot of them foolish, and that goes back to
Adam and Eve.
What? That goes back to Adam and Eve. That goes back to Adam and Eve.
In the garden,
Eve walk off in the garden. A snake nigga come, talk in her ear, make her pluck her whole house down. They had to walk. All the women
is cursed
across the board that come from her is cursed with the fact that they have to. It's cursed with the fact that they have to bear pain while having birth.
Because of that, because of a foolish mistake that women did from inception.
That's what Paul said. The snake didn't fool Adam. The snake fooled Eve.
So through her,
we all die.
So through the woman,
we all die. A lot of brothers died through women.
So when it comes down to it,
right?
This is something, but
let me get I think it's Proverbs 6.
Proverbs 6 and 22.
Proverbs 6 and 22. Proverbs 6 and 22. Proverbs, no. When you walk in the country, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
Proverbs 6.
Proverbs 6.
Right?
It says, right?
6. I'll start with 24.
6. I'll start with 24. It says, right?
It will keep
you from. I'll even start up. It says, right? For their command is a lamp,
and the
instructions a light, and corrective discipline is the way to life.
This is talking about
wisdom and the laws of the Most High. It says, right?
It will keep you
from immoral women.
That woman is immoral. She's immoral. Women that co-sign these type of things, co-sign immorality. These things are immoral. You understand? It says, right? From the smooth tongue of a promiscuous woman. Do not lust
for her beauty.
And do not let
her coy glance seduce you.
And this is what they do.
Coy glance, seduction, the nice talking, and get your jam.
Listen, and I'm not
speaking just because.
No, nigga,
yeah, this is what. No, nigga, I'm speaking from experience. This is experience. This is things that I myself face.
You understand?
This is things that I myself see, so I could come with my own testimony and spit it back, and hopefully wake up somebody or help a brother avoid certain situations like this.
You understand?
It says, right? For a prostitute will bring you to poverty, but sleeping with another man's wife will cost you your life.
So it says that a prostitute gonna make a man poor
because as soon he get paid, gone in the club to go blow a rack.
But that's transactional. At least in that case, he ain't gotta worry about his life. At least in that case,
he don't have to worry about his life.
At least. But in the case of sleeping
with a next man woman,
in the case of sleeping with a
next man woman,
you got to worry about
your life
because
a husband could see red and don't care about nothing. How many stories we hear? Well, a man execute a family because of that.
All over.
Because of cheating. Because of immoral behavior. On both sides, men and women.
That's why as I grow older,
I see and I like, yo, I don't rate niggas that brag and boast about taking other niggas' women.
The reason being is
because you're destroying a house. You continue in a perpetual cycle of children growing up with parents split.
That's it. And
then you being a hypocrite, going to want your child to grow up in a house where
idea for my child.
But
you put somebody else's house in jeopardy.
So that hypocrite, you're a hypocrite. And that's why the Bible says a man is a double-minded person. Because man and woman could be double-minded. A double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. Every single way a double-minded person is unstable. And that's a hypocrite.
Because they say one thing,
they do the next. They can do the next, then see another thing.
So that was going on, you understand?
Let's keep going.
I want y'all to know this because I know a lot of the people on social media talking about anything. Even when I got stabbed in my back by the person that I moved mountains for, fought battles, did everything, was super loyal to. I still didn't slander you. I still didn't say nothing. I just kept it moving. But you had the audacity to mention my children. So since you want to mention my children, and that I can't let ride. A lot of people in your path, that's not you. Don't entertain it. You know what I'm saying? People see through it. she's bitter, she's miserable. Yeah, that's a fact. But you mentioned my children, and that I'm not letting ride. So with that being said, you abandoned my child for months, for days at a time, knowing she had to go to school the next day, knowing I had to go to work the next day, since you want to get up on here and say, oh, you don't have a job. Because when I got the executive position at TuneCore initially, knowing I had to go to work the next day, knowing my daughter had to go to school, you stayed out with the lane. You stayed out with the lane. You want to talk, and you stayed out with the lane while your daughter was crying for you. Tears. Also,
and that next thing
she wanted to talk about all of this money talk and all of this and what I don't got and what I got.
That next thing too, right? The most I call our sisters that do those type of things, the most I call them ostriches. Because ostrich,
and that next thing too, you check.
Ostrich
Hold on,
is liable to forget the child when they do immoral.
The most I call our sisters that do those type of things. So the most I call them ostriches.
Ostriches because
ostrich
that is being
ostrich
because
is liable to forget the child when they doing ostrich. Is liable of doing that. So the most I call our sisters ostriches because of these type of things that is being done. Because of these type of things
I saw a post. I saw a post couple of days ago on IG. A woman gave
and they don't care. A lot of them don't care. I saw a post.
A woman gave birth to a child.
Couple of days ago on IG, a woman gave birth to a child. You know if it's from a one night stand or what, but a woman gave birth to a child. And then after,
what type of thing
give her and give it to the hospital $1,000.
The society that we live in, these type of things promote
what type of thing that be
moral behavior.
That those type of things, and this is the society that we live in. These type of things promote negative and immoral behavior.
And you know what she said at the end? Oh, this is the biggest.
It's crazy.
She had.
And you know what she said at the end? Oh, this is the biggest payday she had.
That crazy thing. What if the Most High allow her to get that money?
And that crazy thing. What if the Most High allow her to get? She lose it in a scam. She lose it in a scam. She lose it by things. Somebody probably see her, know her, try to take her life because of that. And all type of crazy things. Because niggas put money over God, rules and morals.
On how people should live.
And
it's ridiculous.
Let's keep going.
Since I met her, I have written 90% of the rhymes that came out of her mouth. And with me saying that, I want to say this to y'all. Anyone who has an iPhone, you know how iPhones work. When I was younger, I used to be able to write rhymes in my head, create rhymes in my head, and remember them. Just like that. As time went on, I got a little older, I started to write rhymes in my email.
Yeah. And when he's saying that, right?
And when he's saying that, right? With him saying that he doing that, I don't know who got iPhone could tell me I don't got no iPhone. I got Samsung. I had an iPhone since the iPhone 4S. You check? But
what he saying.
You
could tell when somebody's laying on.
Not. From all the videos I see she posts, I ain't see her addressing saying nigga you right my
and knowing and seeing her spirit,
and seeing me seeing her spirit,
seeing the type of person
that she is.
Because she's exposed.
Seeing the type of person that she is.
Personal experience with people like
that I dealt with.
I could tell that if he didn't write her rhymes,
she would have nigga light. Should I say nigga that nigga life?
Not me.
Should I say never? Not me.
Show me what sound.
Show me what sound.
This is how she would talk.
This is how she would talk. Because if she's talking to him like that over the internet and she's saying those type of things, guaranteed in the household she's provoking. Guaranteed the fight, they argue in the household, and she was provoking him because her mouth look like a hat. You understand?
Let me get
Ciroc. Let me get Ciroc. KGB. KGB the pocket for.
Hold on there, give me 2 minutes.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, so. Let me get this here in Apocrypha.
Make sure. Alright, let me get it. Cool. Sirach. Let me go to Sirach. Because Sirach make it really clear. You check, I think Sirach 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
Other versions say
other things now. But people don't believe in brothers say that. Other versions say other things. Yeah, 26 and 25. 26.
Alright, boom. It says right.
It says right.
I started 22.
It says right. A harlot shall be accounted as spittle. But a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. The majority of these girls them don't know these. Majority of the women that growing up in our generation and probably the generations for the up.
They don't know these type of things.
They don't know that they could possibly be the
dividing factor with the
husband living 10 more years, or the husband living minus 10.
A lot of them don't understand these type of
things. A lot of them don't understand the significant role that they play in a man's life.
You understand?
It
says right, a wicked woman is given
as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord.
And that's important too.
This is very important. This is very important because for us, we can't say, "Oh yeah, you got submit to me." You gotta submit to me. But we ain't submitting to the Lord. As men, we ain't submitting to the Lord. You still looking at your neighbor wife. You still lusting. You still eating pork. You still doing all type of things. You still gambling. You still doing all type of crazy shit.
So we as men can't say that.
We as men can't move in that spirit. Move in a hypocritical spirit, a double-minded spirit. We cannot.
So it's on us too.
That is going for the stuff that is going on in our community. Preferably, really and truly, we got to try our best to set it in order. But we can't set it in order like how people think. Oh yeah,
make $600,000.
Make $600,000 a year. Make this, make that.
The reason why
we can't do that is because we cannot do that is because that ain't gonna fix nothing. That ain't gonna fix nothing.
Because it's money we dealing with. 100 shekels.
In today's money, $1.4 million.
Back then it was 100 shekels.
Today's a different story. So when it comes on to as men,
we have to understand we cannot put our
value in money.
We can't put our value in money.
And even though society has painted like that, black men is only good for providing in that manner.
We cannot.
We
honestly can't.
Because that ain't how God see us.
That is not how God see us.
You
understand? But it says right.
A
dishonest woman
committed shame.
Honest woman
will reverence her husband.
I see Remy talking. Remy don't
reverence Papoose. She don't.
You understand?
She don't.
And
you understand? Women like that, if you don't control your anger, they put you in messed up situations.
Put you in messed up situation
because they expect for you to mash up something, and so on and so forth.
You understand? It says right.
You understand?
A shameless woman
shall be counted as a dog. But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord.
A woman that honoreth her husband
shall be judged wise of all. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
You understand? So
you understand?
These are the things
These are the things what a wise woman, a woman of the Lord,
and a
get,
woman that is
and a
rebellious.
woman that is rebellious.
Two things.
Two things to pay attention to. And this is the Bible.
My words.
This ain't my words. This is the Bible.
22.
It says right 22. A harlot shall be accounted as spittle, as spit.
All these bad girls, these bad
bees out here
prostituting themselves.
They'll
be accounted as spit.
Nobody will look at crashing. Nobody don't pay attention to crash. You understand?
And then it says a shameless woman shall be
counted as a dog.
Although this is the light version.
And
other versions say
GNT and other versions say BITCH.
So yeah.
So
when it comes on to it, this is what we got.
This is what we dealing with. I wasn't expecting this to go long, but
I'm going to finish in the next couple.
Of minutes.
You go in your email draft. If anybody come around me, it's everything that I bought. All of the utilities are in my name. So all of this fabrication about, oh, he don't pay no bills, oh, he don't do this, he don't do that. If you analyze her life, the whole.
Let me see. Let me see what's going on there.
It really shows how you really feel. Oh, I'm only on here because you talked about my children. What children? Why do people only know that you have 2 children? Mine and your oldest daughter. Why?
And the crazy thing about it, right? When she was going to disrespect his old daughter now because his oldest daughter don't like her. She was going to disrespect. And that's the crazy thing about it. That next reason why too.
And the crazy thing about it, right? When she was going to don't like her.
To be with.
She was going to disrespect. And that's the crazy thing about it. That next reason why too. A lot of brothers nowadays looking at it as, yo, it don't make sense to be with women that already have children. And there's no knock because people that I grew up with in situations where that's when it comes down to the single women, I should say, that we're dealing with, a lot of them are dealing with. You understand? Because of this. Because she don't like the daughter. The daughter came up and said, yo, she hella wrong.
1,001 blogs posting, oh, his new girlfriend, way back when you was really with your daughter, because they never even see her that much. You understand?
And ain't nothing. If you're a superstar, ain't nothing if you're chilling in the background.
And ain't nothing. If you're a superstar, ain't nothing if you're chilling in the background.
Why the world has to know about your kids?
That don't make no sense. Why the world has to know about your kids? Leave your kids live a normal life.
Leave your kids live a normal life.
You understand? Leave your kids live a normal life. If you're a superstar, if they want to come in the limelight and they want to be in the limelight, then that's different. But when it comes down to it, leave your kids to live a normal life. Yeah.
But when it comes
to his son, because she says his son is in the rainbow community. As a father, is disheartening to have to deal with that. Because now you're in the thing of, yo, this person that had to carry on a legacy, how they going to carry it on when he dealing with that. So that is something that we all gotta really pay attention to.
Some people might say,
oh no, he shouldn't disown his son. But your son moving like a woman, that they are a problem. It hurts a father because the pride of the father is in the son. So it hurts a father. It would hurt a father when you see shit like that going on.
You understand?
Don't ever fucking play with me. I told you that last time when you tried that son. Oh, she wasn't with my daughter on Christmas. Not only was I with her on Christmas, and your dumb ass was sitting right there. Nigga, I bought the most of the shit like I always do. Like, what you talking about?
And then the crazy
thing about it, right?
That the scripture
say don't give your power to women because women destroy kings. You understand? The scriptures also say, yo, give me any plague but the plague of a woman. These are the things that the Bible talk. The Bible say, Solomon say he rather be in the top of our house or outside with the bears. With a bear and a lion, dwelling with a bear and a lion, and to dwell with a wicked woman. When woman turn wicked, woman turn wicked, and that's after the innate nature that is in their system from when they was from Eve dealing with the serpent, being rebellious to the core. That's in their innate nature. That's why for them to even be righteous, they have to be subject under God's laws. And a lot of them claim they are, but a lot of them are not.
What are you talking about? Why you keep playing with my fucking kid? But as soon as I start talking about your parenting, you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad. She won't let me see my daughter. She won't let me see my daughter. I ain't never been the bitch to keep a man away from his kid. I'm not gonna be with the kid all day.
I don't think she could say that, but knowing how you deal with certain things, know how people deal with certain things. I'll be honest, bro. I'll be dead honest. Is a high chance, high possibility she was using the child as a pawn. Just for get back. Imagine all of this come off of Breakfast Club asking Clarissa, hey, about Papoose. And she say yeah. The elephant in the room. He got certain things he got clear. All of this come off of that. So what I show is the character. She pretty ugly. Her spirit is pretty ugly. And then like I say for easy.
That's my husband still. And that's my daughter's father. I can't do nothing. Yes, he was absolutely wrong. He was dead wrong. He was out of pocket. Yeah, if y'all do something behind my back that I don't know about, whatever, but not on my watch, I'm not doing it. And that's how I behave, and that's how I handle him. Through all the tormenting and all the secrets and all everything, nobody still couldn't handle him crazy. Let's be clear. People didn't respect me on the strength of him. A lot of the shit that he got was on the strength of me.
And I would say this, right? Because now it's like, oh yeah. And I would say this, right? Because now it's like, oh yeah. If all you building our house together, she do this, he do that. If all you building our house together, like what the hell? And that's the problem. A lot of people lying down and sleeping with the enemy. A lot of people lying and sleeping with the enemy.
When it comes on to things like this,
so when it comes on to certain situations, when it comes on to things like this, they can't even keep the household up because what? One person, they moving like an alliance.
With them moving like
an alliance instead of a team. Alright, I gotta get what I gotta get. Just in case this thing break down. And then after I gone. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And that's the problem. Our generation is the generation that gotta set the standard because the generations of old messed up.
And if she's 47, she around my mother age. And this is how she acting.
This is how she's acting. A
47-year-old woman.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
So that shows that no
matter what you do,
no matter what you do
as a person,
dealing with
somebody, if this person is your spiritual enemy, guaranteed
it's going to be problems. No matter what.
Unequally yoked.
Hard-headed. Can't.
It's gonna be problems.
And she ain't be rocked.
To your bones. You understand?
But with that
being said,
I want to give
all glory, honor, and praises to the Most High. You do so in His only begotten Son, name of the world called Christ.
And this is
episode 1 of Raw Truth.
And until next time,
Shalom.